Ghosts! Ghosts! You see, ghosts. These are ghosts. It's mental, isn't it? Sometimes when people die, they don't die. They just, they just hover about Earth for a little bit. Isn't that incredible? I didn't know this until last week, man, that, like, ghosts are a thing. No one ever told me. I'm 28 years old. No one ever told me that ghosts are a real thing. I feel like everyone knew but me. I've become obsessed, man. I'm buying the merch. I've got candle holders. I've got necklaces. It's just so crazy. It's such a crazy concept. I can hardly believe it's even real. I don't know about you guys, but it's mental. But I've noticed one little tinsy little problem with these ghosts. They're a little bit thick sometimes, aren't they? They're not the brightest sparks. I mean, hey, there's lots of stupid people out there, so it's fair to say there'll be some stupid ghosts as well. With that knowledge, I want to bring the attention away from the spooky side of Halloween and those thoughts we all have about our lonely, painful, and completely unavoidable deaths. By bringing you this comedy list. It's the top 10 dumbest ghosts. roll the list. Number 10. Number 10. Number 10. You know what ghosts don't do enough of? Have parties. Never even seen a ghost attempt to throw a party until I saw this clip, and now I realise why. They're bad at it.
Oye, ahora, huevón, mira. ¿Qué? Se prendió la luz, huevón. Lucho, no seas huevón, no. Ya vi, huevón, no seas tarado. Oye, ahora, Lucho, no. Oh, concha tu madre. La dos, huevón. Oh. No, que chivolo, huevón, huevón. No seas huevón, no.
These bloody thickos have forgot their strobe lights, so they've resorted to turn the light switch on and off really quickly. I mean, this reminds me of one of those middle school dances. It looks fucking lame. They accept that people here are dead, not just my emotions. Fuck, it's got dark, doesn't it? It isn't long before they realise this is a lame party. Guessing no one else turned up. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Me, probably more than anyone else. And then they proceed to have a little hilarious temper tantrum and start chucking stuff about like toddlers. Also been there. Why would no one be friends with me? Why?
Oh, vamos a ver, mierda. Ah, puta, no seas huevón. Oh, concha tu madre, se abrió la puerta, huevón. Oh, ya no. Oh, huevón, corre. ¿Qué chucha? ¿Qué fue eso? Oh. Corre, huevón, corre.
Number 9. 9. You ever do that thing where you don't grip the door handle properly, it slips through your fingers?
Texas. Beach North Block with Watson. Come see us and get your Texas water.
Mm-hmm.
Your call is now first in line and will be answered by the next available representative. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for holding. How may I assist you?
Hi, yes. We were just broken into, and we need a home security system.
That must be a bastard as a ghost, right? Everything would slip through your fingers. Guessing his new man, the big old idiot, forgot he could just phase through the door. It doesn't even need door handles. What's he doing? Dickhead. Fake. 8. It says 8. Look. It says 8. Number 8. The fella in this clip was live streaming some footage. He promised his fans a concerto performed solely by ghosts. Most people tuned in because they thought he was just going to walk directly to the nut house. And he didn't, which is good for him. But he slowly sort of creeped through the school, some would say pathetically, because he screams a lot. The viewers did start to hear the little organ in the background, which is pretty impressive. I know that feeling, mate. You're near the gig, you start hearing the music from the outside, you just fucking make a mad dash to the stage, shouting profanities. We've all been there. Annoyingly, by the time he turns up, the ghosts have already stopped for an interval. But this does give him time to set up his camera and recording equipment. I mean, you couldn't not record this, right? This could be such a monumentous occasion. The first time anyone's ever caught a ghost playing an instrument, and on a live stream no less. This, I'll tell you now, this could be monumental. This could be incredible. Yep, you guessed it. Turns out ghosts totally suck at playing the organ. You've seen it in people, now you've seen it in ghosts. They give it all the big end until the cameras are on, then they're utter garbage. Yep, this ghost has been made to look like a right mug. Number 7. 7. That's number 7. This is another ghost I'm going to throw into the got made look like a mug category. A hiker is standing at an old fallen down farmhouse in the middle of the woods when this quite frankly rude ghost says to him, "Get out." Turns out when ghosts talk they're quite quiet, so my man Nuke from Nuke's Top 5 has amplified the audio. I'll just show you that clip because I can't be able to do any work.
It's calm, peaceful, a little breeze through the treetops, but nothing too bad yet.
YouTube commenters believe that a voice can be heard saying, "Be quiet, stay silent." I'll boost the audio. Listen again.
I'm happy. It's calm, peaceful, a little breeze through the treetops, but nothing too bad yet.
The hiker proceeds to spend the rest of the night there, and he isn't quiet at all. He's like, "Fuck you guys, I do what I want. Don't matter to me." And wait until you see what the ghost does about it. You'll be pleasantly surprised, I reckon.
That's the trees we had to set up on. This is the other foundation here. Cool little spot for sure, but time to move on. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but
Right as Syntax 77 walks by the ruins of the old farmhouse, a bizarre voice can be heard whispering, "Get out."
but time to move on. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but
He was already leaving, you dildo. He literally just said, "Time to move." And you're like, "Yeah, you better walk away, man." This is the equivalent of a shouting, "You better walk away," as someone's on a train leaving the platform. What a mug. Number 6. Number 6. Number 6. Number 6. If I had ghost powers, I'd find everyone that thought Tupac was a better rapper than Biggie Smalls. I'd follow them around to their, a big social event with lots of friends and family, and I'd put dog shit in their pants. I think the last thing I'd do is I'd come back from the dead with my ghostly powers and carry on doing my job. I mean, fair play to them. You know, they're trying to help society out. They're just doing what they did, so they're doing what they've known. You know, I won't pass judgment. Just make sure you see your ghost body first, mate. You could be causing a lot of problems. In this clip, a group of ghost hunters responds to a call from an old lady who's a little bit distressed because she thinks that ghosts are annoyed at her for not taking her out for walkies and trimming her nails.
Remember when she said that she doesn't have any pets?
Uh-huh.
But there's like all these scratches all over the house?
There's scratches all over the floor right here too.
Well, this is like something scratching to get out. Oh shit, kids. Holy fuck, are you good?
No, it's up.
And then for some reason, the ghost hunters decide to sleep around the old lady's house. I don't know about you, but if I hired some builders and they all turned up with sleeping bags, I'd feel they're being a little bit presumptuous. And then in the middle of the night, they hear a bang. And because they're ghost hunters, they know it's a ghost, so they go and investigate.
Dude, something opened that window 100% while we were out here.
That opens from the inside.
As they are standing outside scanning the rooftop, a window in the attic mysteriously opens on its own. When they go back inside to investigate, they find that the screen of the attic window has been kicked in and has fallen down the stairs.
Now this ghost is more lost than anyone I've ever known. I once come home drunk, forgot where I lived and tried to break into my neighbour's window. And I still think this ghost is dumber than me. From what I gather, it was trying to break in through the window, and the window could only be opened from the inside, so it found another way into the house, opened the window, then returned to the roof, and on the way in broke the screen next to the window because it knocked it down the stairs. I know what you're thinking, it could have just phased through the window to open the latch. But if we're talking about phasing through things, it could just phase through the fucking wall entirely. It didn't need to open the window and knock the fucking thing in. I mean, you're just giving yourself away to the experts at this point, mate. Like, you know, what are you doing? What are you playing at? This is why ghost hunters are finding fucking ghosts like you, because you make stupid, silly mistakes, like forgetting you can phase through walls. Ah, that's number 4. That's definitely number 4. Number 4. You know what they say? The world is your oyster as a ghost. Lots of weird, unspecified powers that seem to change depending on who you ask. Seems like most of them are invisible most of the time. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't interact with matter, seemingly when it benefits them. All perfect weapons when it comes to trying to prank someone. But this ghost went for the most unoriginal prank I've seen in a long time. I know that it's not the same as dumb, but it's pretty close, and 10 is a long list. I was going to make the top 10 unoriginal ghosts, but someone had already done that. She fell over, she fell over. Fell over. The old pulling the thing when they go to sit down or stand on it joke hasn't been funny for years. It might have made people laugh at Jimmy's 8th birthday, but Jimmy's a banker now and you're dead. Get over it, deadbeat. Number 3. Number 3. Number 3. 2 traits I would feel comfortable associating with ghosts. Their ability to steal things without being noticed, and they're not too bothered with cakes. Well, wait until you see this bozo. Bloody Butterfingers over here is trying to steal one of the cakes when the cashier walks away. Not only does it fucking knock the glass lid on the floor so the cashier comes running, it gets put on the local news. Worst cake robbery ever. Number 2. 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 In this video, a YouTuber keeps finding food missing from his kitchen, and when he doesn't catch anyone in the act, the only one left to suspect is a ghost. So what he does is he gets his Xbox Connect and has it facing the kitchen. Ghost hunters will use Connect because it's got infrared lights, it will focus on images, and it will try and find a human shape, even if it's not visible to the naked eye. And sometimes the ghosts are attracted to them Dance Dance Revolution games. Now I don't know what colour ghost hands are when they're caught, but whatever they are, these ghost hands are that, because this is clear proof that the ghost was opening the cupboard, probably to take food. I mean, wait until you see what happens next.
As you can see in the footage, the Kinect seems to pick up on something that it believes to be a person just after the cupboard door opens, slams shut, and then reopens. The Kinect picks up the strange figure again as a drawer near the stove opens and closes, seemingly on its own.
That's right, it's only bloody stood at the counter making a fucking sandwich, and it's all caught on camera. I haven't had a follow up on this video, but with the amount of damned evidence, I'd put money on this ghost being on a cell right now. Probably getting bum raped. No, number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Number 1. I'm number 1. A bit of a controversial pick for first place. All the boys at the office disagreed with me, but I told them to eat a dick and picked it anyway. Or Jordanian ghost hunter is searching a house which is supposedly haunted by a supposed ghost of a man who went mad and killed his whole family then himself. I feel like I'm losing you a little bit, and you're sort of swaying to the side of the boys at the office. Just watch the clip, and then see how you feel. You'll probably, probably think a little bit differently.
وعن بهاي المواقف بتكون الشغلة يا قاتل يا مقتول طبعا أعوذ بك يا قاتل يا مقتول أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Still not convinced, are you? I'll explain my thoughts. The ghost was a murderer. Then after years of being in a house, not able to do his favourite pastime of killing people, and someone finally comes in the house, alone. I'd call this a bloody murder on a plate, mate. And all Mr. Murderer wants to do is just play stupid little pranks and little games of peekaboo.
هيا خلينا نحكي شوي مع الجن.
Hello, Joe!
When I first heard about ghosts, I thought it was a good thing. You know, death isn't the end. We get to do what we want. We get to bumble about for a while. But after watching these videos, I'm sort of dreading it. I don't like pranks. It seems like whoever you are, whatever you do, you just always comes back as a bland old prankster. You could be spending your whole life pulling people out of burning buildings or be a literal murderer, and you still come back from the grave just slamming doors or moving furniture about. The only people that come back of themselves are the ones that are into feng shui. The outro. This is the outro. Outro. And there's your list. I hope I helped you realise that ghosts can be plebs as well. So this Halloween, spend a little less time worrying about the ghosts and spend a little bit of time on the real threat. Those pesky nonces. Pew. Pew, 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 pew.